Yo, yo, what is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Network. Back at it. It's not Cigars and Sports. Forgot to change the intro. But however, it is the Unscripted Sportscast minus cricket tonight. But coming out solo. Apologize about that in regards to the intro, but it's Unscripted Sports Guys back at it. Took a break last week. It was very, very understandable why I could not do the Unscripted Sports Guys last week. It was my wife's birthday. We had a nice weekend in Orlando with the family and the kids, you know what I mean, for her birthday. Weekend getaway, long weekend, took advantage of the long break. And yeah, we just have to skip a Monday here and there, you know what I mean? We have to have fun. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out Cigars and Sports, latest edition, air on Friday. Fire effing works, guys. Jim was in rare form. You know what I mean? And when he was going ham on everybody and anybody that would get it. With that being said, I'm here solo. Cricket wasn't able to make it tonight. But you know what? The show must move on. He will be here next week. I do have the bets. Unscripted bets of the week, just one bet, which is my bet, my early bet of the week. And we just got to hit the show, man. And of course, we're going to hit this hard like we always do, starting with the biggest takeaways from the week 11 around the NFL. And we had some games, man. We had some games this week. And I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's time. I think it's time that we go ahead and say it. The Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL. I know they played a real shitty team in the Jaguars, but that's what you do to bad teams. You embarrass them, and they did. 52-6. Spearheaded once again by Sonic and Knuckles. You know, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. All right. 12 touches for Sonic, which is Jahmyr Gibbs, 123 yards and a touchdown. 18 touches, 18 carries for Knuckles, which is Montgomery, 95 yards, 2 tutties. These boys are like, if you drafted both guys in fantasy football, man, you are doing really good every week from the running back position, as long as it's not a bye week. I have Montgomery, so I'm doing okay. Unbelievable. They just embarrass teams, man. And you know what? Even when they have bad games, I mean, Jared Goff rebounded from that 5 interception game to a unbelievable, another perfect passer rating, 24-29 for 112 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns from Montgomery. Check this out, man. I mean, Amon St. Brown, 161 receiving yards, 124 for Jameson Williamson, 3 touchdowns combined between both guys. It's hard. These are video game numbers, man. These are video game numbers that their wide receivers performed this past week. Their running backs performed this last week. Just plainly Madden video game numbers. Reminds me of the Sean McVay back in the day. Todd Gurley, Jared Goff was in the mix as well. Rams, they were putting up points left and right. You know what I'm saying? When they were doing all these things. They are the best team in the league. Now the Kansas City lost, and we're going to definitely talk about Kansas City a little later on in the show. Best team in the league. It have to be in the entire league. AFC, NFC are the Lions. It is what it is. Regards to, I'm never going to say anything about the Jaguars, man. It's a dead season. It's done, you know. Money invested on Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence is not healthy, damaged goods, do not start him for the rest of the season. Might as well, man. Just get something in the draft. If I were you, do what the Giants did, which we'll talk about the Giants, and just keep Mac Jones in the lineup. All right. But yeah, man, they are a real difficult team to beat. Talking about becoming a difficult team to beat, and not becoming, but they became this weekend at least, all right, are the resurging, I don't want to say resurging, but let's say second chance Colts, who give the starting job back to Anthony Richardson. And I hate Anthony Richardson, man, because he was my starting quarterback for most of the year in a super flex league, and I dropped his ass because he sucks. And he comes back and has his best damn game of the year. 272 yards passing, threw for a touchdown, best probably completion percentage of the year, had himself 2 touchdowns, 32 rushing yards, fantasy football day he had himself. And again, they come and they stick it to the Jets. Houston, I think we have a problem in New Jersey. Big time. And let's point out the elephant in the room here. When a team, and shame on the owners, invest and go and take the side of the quarterback, and this name, the elephant in the room, is Aaron Rodgers, A-Raj. It's never a good mix. It's never good results. They fired Robert Saleh as a scapegoat, and they're 1-5 since they fired Robert Saleh. Their defense has played worse without Robert Saleh than with him. At least that part of the team was still serviceable. But the Jets are having one of the worst seasons in the league. You want to know what's crazy? Aaron Rodgers has a worse completion percentage. I'm sorry, a worse winning percentage. Get ready. Than the following two Jets quarterbacks. All right. Then, what was the guy's name from last year? I forgot. The MILF Hunter. Zach Wilson. Worst winning percentage is Zach Wilson and Joe Flacco. It's not good, ladies and gentlemen. It's not good. Aaron Rodgers, 22-29, threw for 2 touchdowns, 184 yards. Breece Hall, 78 yards, a touchdown, and then he had another great big day over the air, 43 yards receiving, 7 receptions. It's like dink and donk football, man. This team is so off balance. Garrett Wilson, 18 receiving yards for the day. Devontae Adams, 72 yards. On paper, they got so much on paper, but not on the field. They're 1-5 since Robert Saleh got fired. They're 3-8. Folks, it is time to stick a fork in the New York Jets because they are fucking done for the season. My boy Jim is in the comments. Jets have trashed since firing Saleh. That's one to everyone thought getting a douche makes them to the playoffs team. Well, we are right all the way. How to either win percentage. That's right. Zach Wilson had a better winning percentage than has right. I know Zach Wilson than Aaron Rodgers. Stick a fork in them. They're done. They're completely done. They are done. They are done. A lot of talent on paper. They are done. I think next year, I don't know if my man is here. Oh, shout out to B. McCormick from on Rumble. My brother, what's up, man? Tummy Cutlets, give me a 20 piece. Nugs, no drugs. There we go, baby. Yeah, we got to talk about Tummy Cutlets in a little while. But yeah, Tummy Cutlets is back, baby. All right, coming back to this. It's a Jets are a fucking bummer, man. I mean, they are a complete disaster. Again, shout out to Richardson, had himself a day. And so did Breece Hall for nothing. You know who also had himself a day? The guy that I like to call the truck. You know who the truck is? Taysom fucking Hill. Holy shit. Did he have a day? Fantasy football magic. If you had Taysom Hill in your fantasy football league, starting him, he had one of those days that he has at least 1 to twice a year. All right, my man had 138 total yards, 3 touchdowns. Right now we have back-to-back wins under interim head coach for the Saints. I forget who the new interim coach is, but they are back-to-back. We destroy the Browns. I mean, the shit-tins are done. 35-14. Jameis Winston is doing what, the Predator, Deshaun Watson, wasn't able to do, which is actually put points on the board. And I mean, this man has thrown for over 300 yards 2 out of the 3 games he started, and has a total, 6 touchdowns in the season. That's more than I think Jameis had in 7 starts. At least with Crab Boy, famous Jameis, at least they look some type of watchable, right? They look some type of watchable. Struggling to run the football, Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford. It's just a bad. I mean, Jared Jeudy had a huge 89-yard catch. That's part of 142 that he got in the air. But David Njoku, 81 yards. I mean, look, they're not. This is another team. The Browns are another team that you need to stick the fork in them because they're completely done for the season. All right, let's not even kid that. All right, they were done since when they signed not famous Jameis. Actually, famous Jameis might give him a little bit of a shine up here when they signed the Predator. In regards to the Saints, man, I can't believe the Saints are actually got a couple of back-to-back wins in that division of 4-7. Technically, they're still alive. Derek Carr, 248, 2 touchdowns. Again, Taysom Hill, the man, 138, 3 touchdowns, 7 carries, 138 yards, 3 freaking touchdowns. He also caught 8 receptions, 50 yards. All right. So, and also had himself 18 yards, 1 for 2. I think he had a pick also. I mean, talk about an all-around number, man. The man threw for 18 yards, gets a pick, rushes for 138, 3 touchdowns. Also, catches 8 footballs. Talk about the ultimate switchblade. That's Taysom Hill, the ultimate switchblade, man. Everybody loves this guy. Everybody loves this guy. Why not, man? Why not? It is what it is, man. Why not? You got to love this dude. He's the man. He is the man. And wow. So listen, talking about the man, he wasn't the man because he almost gave this game away, but it was a close call here for the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, man, it was a close call for Green Bay as they actually edged one out over the rival Bears, 20-19 due to a blocked field goal. That was close, man. That was close. It was a missed field goal. Heartbreak loss for the mixed field goal on regards to the Packers. And this game, pretty much, it was a real low-scoring game, man. The story of the game is, talk about Jordan Love, man. It's funny. He has like 7 straight games with he's thrown a interception, a pick. So far, I mean, Jordan Love is up there in the league leading in touchdowns. However, man, he's also in the league lead in interceptions. It's like he's a mixture of Favre and Aaron, right? Because he has the same skill sets. What he's very Favre-like, just gunslinging mentality, where sometimes that gets you in trouble when you try to make throws because you got some good wide receivers that are really difficult to catch and small windows that you shouldn't. And that's where Jordan Love right now is kind of like mimicking or displaying more Brett Favre likeness than Aaron Rodgers likeness, who did not turn over the football a lot when he was with Green Bay. Different story now that he's 40 and full of ayahuasca. But Christian Watson, 150 yards receiving. Jaden Reed, another touchdown here. Jacobs, 76 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Love rushed for a touchdown as well. The Packers are in it to win it, man. Unfortunately, they're 7-3. They're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs. All right, it is what it is. But they're definitely, the Bears are 4-6, and Bears got problems, bro. The Bears got a lot of fucking problems, dude. Caleb Williams doesn't look good. He's been inconsistent, and I get it. That offensive line sucks. DeAndre Swift and Caleb and Rashawn had a good game on the ground. Rashawn, had 33 carries and a touchdown. DeAndre, 71 and a touchdown. Caleb had himself 70 yards on the ground, but it's just bad, man. I mean, all this on paper, you got a Dunze, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Keenan Allen. You got to get more than this, man. There's too much talent on paper, but unfortunately, you got a rookie quarterback with a bad offensive line that honestly, I don't think everything is up here when it comes to Caleb Williams. He's no Drake May. He's definitely no Drake May. And honestly, he's not even a Bo Nix. And we get to Bo Nix a little bit later, my friends. Talking about a little bit later, the Vikings are 8-2 and rebound by slapping around a really, really bad team. Not really slapping around. They won 23-13. They should have put up at least 40. See, that's the difference between a really good team in the NFL, like the Lions, who take a team like the Jaguars, just like the Titans, are the same caliber team, but they put up 50-something points on them, and the Vikings here kind of struggle, winning up by 10. Overall, I mean, yeah, look, they're 8-2. They're going to make the playoffs. I mean, Sam Darnold is finally coming down to earth a little bit with his numbers, but it still had a decent game, 246 and 2 touchdowns. Nothing in the ground here. Aaron Jones was low. Cam Akers actually caught a receiving touchdown. I think Cam Akers had more snaps or probably the same amount of snaps as Aaron Jones. I don't know what the deal is there because Aaron Jones will be the dominant back for the Vikings. But either way, still a W. Talking about Justin Jefferson, man. Justin J has the most receiving yards by any player in his first 5 seasons in the NFL. He's the highest. He has the most receiving yards in NFL history during the first 5 seasons of their career. B. McCormick says, they don't like me. I just had to restart again. Man, I don't know, man. You sure it's not your computer? But Mixon, TD, and Mechie over, they don't like me. That's true, man. That's true. I like that. I absolutely like that. I like that. I'm actually, I didn't put any bets on this game tonight, but yep, Mixon, TD, and Mechie over. I like that. I like that over on yards. But yeah, Jefferson sets a record. They win. They're 8-2, definitely playoff bound. They're going to be a first round out. I hate to break it to you. And in regards to the Titans, I'm sorry, Will Levis is not the answer. All right, he could stick to making as many mayonnaise commercials he wants, man. But he may have a future in like reality television. I think that's what Will Levis has. He could probably do The Bachelors. Houston and Dallas players getting chippy right now. All right, Monday Night Football. I need CeeDee Lamb to get me at least 10 points. He's my fantasy league team. There we go. Oh, here we go. No line protect him. Ain't no savior either. You're right. Ain't no savior, man. Ain't no savior at all. Caleb Williams. I don't think Caleb has the fortitude up here. Has all the physical skills, but up here, I think he kind of like, he may lack a little bit of the I'm gonna say intelligence. I want to call the guy stupid, but Green Bay, they pack. Might as well be Texas or Florida. Pack it out. There we go. Shout out to my boy B. McCormick, who's out in the Rumble chat representing. UFL bound or reality television bound? One of the two. That's where I think about Mayo Boy. What do we have next up in here? And, the Rams rebound from having a mediocre game, and Matthew Stafford, he's starting to cruise, man. He's starting to cruise, starting to get his rhythm. 2 out of the last 3 games have had 4 touchdowns. And, Cooper Kupp, all right, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, man, that's like a tongue twister. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp had themselves a day. I'm trying to find this damn game over here. You go. 28-22. Close game. New England was on fire. Shredded cheese everywhere, baby. Let's go. As well as be Texas and Florida. 22-28. Look, it was a close game. Drake May had him in the mix. But let's talk a little bit about our boy here. Matthew Stafford, 295, 4 touchdowns. Kyron, 86 yards on the ground. Papuka, 123 on touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 6 receptions, 106 and 2 touchdowns. Colby Parkinson got in the mix for his touchdown of the year, if I'm not mistaken. So look, they're going to be a dangerous team who's going to like lie in the weeds. They're 5-5. I think the Rams are a team you got to be careful down the stretch. Healthy, watch out. I said this a couple of weeks ago. With Puka healthy and Kupp healthy, you're going to see what you're going to see what Matthew Stafford does. And he still has a lot of bullets left in that clip in his career. You know what I'm saying, dude? He still has a lot of bullets left in that clip. And like I said earlier, man, Drake May is the quarterback for New England. Yes, he had a costly pick there. But 282, 2 touchdowns. Look, you got to understand, man. Look at these wide receivers. Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas, Keyshawn Butte. These are his wide receivers. Hunter Henry, he has nothing. But this kid has definitely shown that he has the ability to be a starter in this league and a franchise quarterback. He's better than Caleb Williams, all right? He's almost as good. He's better than Bo Nix, as good as the year Bo Nix is having. But he's actually probably as close and good as Jaden Daniels. I like Drake May. Drake May does it. He does it with both, man. He can pass the football and he can also run the football. He actually did not have. He had 27 yards, but every week he does some real good plays with his feet. So look, New England, don't be sad that you're losing. It's good for you. You're developing a quarterback. All right, you're developing a quarterback, but at the same time, if you lose, you're going to get a nice draft pick next year that you could probably either draft a banging wide receiver for this young man or something to help the offensive line. And talk about offensive line, man. CTE, ESPN CTE, Tua Tagovailoa delivers back-to-back wins for the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, #1. hey, had himself a day. 288, 28 for 36, passed for 3 touchdowns. Best offensive performance, I think, of the not the young season, but of the season for the Dolphins. And now the Dolphins kind of like, they're gaining some steam at 4-6. I think they're not gonna do much after this, but A-Chain, as soon as Tua is back, A-Chain is a different running back. Another touchdown back-to-back weeks. Jonnu Smith had a monster game, 101 yards receiving, 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had a touchdown. This is the first touchdown Tyreek Hill has had since week 1. Do you believe that shit? Sorry, guys. I'm thirsty. Excuse me, guys. Got some ice in my mouth. No diddy. But yeah, I mean, back-to-back wins. Tua had a huge game. Can knock that, 27 for 35. Good game for Tua. Tua's healthy. That offense flows through him. Unfortunately, they have all their eggs in one basket when it comes to Miami, and that's one quarterback that can run that offense they can only run that offense correctly. But Miami, we'll see. They gotta have to win out if they want to make the playoffs, and I highly doubt that that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Now moving on to the one of the marquee matchups of the week, man, and absolutely everybody was looking for the Ravens and Steelers game. I think everybody expected fireworks. They got more like shitworks. But again, look, guys, this is the old school rivalry, Steelers, right? And Ravens, man. When the Ravens were in Cleveland, when they were the Browns, right? It's old school crap, dude. All right. They've been around. And look, great defensive work on Lamar Jackson. A pick, 16 for 33. Did not let him use his legs. 46 rushing yards, only 4 carries. When Lamar doesn't get 8 carries, most of the time they do lose. They kept on checked everybody. Safe Flower, Isaiah Likely only had 30. He had 1 touchdown, but he only had 39 receiving. Yeah, 6 targets, man. And he was only to get 2 catches. If you look at all these targets right here, 5 targets by Isaiah Likely. He was the one getting the dump down. 6 targets to Zay, only 2 receptions. Rashard Bateman, who's been pretty good lately, 5 targets, 2 receptions. Justice Hill, 7 targets, 4 receptions. What I'm trying to say is there's such a great job in letting Lamar, getting in Lamar's face to let them release his football early. You know what I mean? They were making Lamar being off time, right? They just did everything they needed to do defensive wise to win this game. All right, not offensively. The Steelers didn't do shit offensively. Again, and Derrick Henry, 65 yards, still had a touchdown. Can you believe that? Freaking guy still had a touchdown in a bad game. But yeah, the Steelers did everything they needed to do to get Lamar's game off, right? Get him off balance, man. They let him, he couldn't run the football as much as he wanted to, right? It was, not hitting guys because they were making him get rid of the football pretty fast, because they were in his face all the time. That's just Steelers football. Regards to the Steelers, I mean, Russell had the second picks, has been a starter so far. Did not throw for a touchdown. It was ugly. It was just a grind down game. Najee running the football, Jalen running the football. You know what, man? The player of the game was the kicker. All right, what do you have? He had all the points. My man has 6 field goals. I had him in fantasy. He gave me a shitload of points. He has 6 field goals, 18 points, all kicker generated. There was some times that makes you say, well, they should have scored some touchdowns out of all these opportunities. Freaking Pickens is still having a monster resurgence since Russell. He didn't find the end zone, but still had 12 targets, 8 receptions, 89 yards. Boys and girls, fantasy football, 8 must start. And the Steelers are 8-2, top of the AFC North by themselves. Regardless of Russell Wilson's TD this week, the man is 4-0 as a starter, as a Steelers starter right now, quarterback. 60.3% completion, 235 yards, passing yards per game, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not too shabby. The Steelers are going to have a predicament at quarterback at the end of the season because you're going to have to sign one of the guys, one of the two. I don't think you will be able to afford both because both guys with the lack of quarterback in the league, as we all know, there's a lot of teams out there that are going to be missing quarterbacks who would want one of these guys in free agency to be there for like 2 years to bridge a young quarterback. They're going to get paid at least 200 mil or 150 for 3 years. So enjoy it now, Jim. You got 2 quarterbacks, but you're going to have to pick one. But cross that bridge when you get to it. And talking about picking a quarterback, so far it is looking good that they picked the right guy for the job. I don't know if it's Sean Payton or is it Bo Nix, who is feeling more and more comfortable as the season progresses. I mean, after the first 4 weeks, it looks like this kid is hitting the ground now with stride. But they destroyed the Atlanta Falcons. And Bo Nix had himself his best game as a rookie so far. He shows out all career highs in touchdowns and passing touchdowns and also touchdown and passing touchdowns and passing yards. He went 28 for 33, best completion percentage, 307 yards, 4 touchdowns. The man had a day. Slinging this pill all over the place, man. 7 receptions for Sutton. All right. Humphreys had a touchdown. Marvin Mims had a touchdown. Troy Franklin had a touchdown. He was just slinging this pill, man, and just spreading this ball like he was a point guard out there, right? He's looking good, man. He's looking good. The Broncos are 6-5. They're going to stick around. Bo Nix is getting more comfortable. We know what he does with his feet so far this year. I think it's time. He's not going to win the Rookie of the Year, but I think it's time to mention him up there, man. I think right there, to me right now, is him and Drake May are very close for second after Jaden Daniels. But we have 3 quarterbacks, man, that are lighting this joint up, man. All right, and got their teams into pretty good decisions here. I mean, Bo Nix, the team is 6-5. He's doing what Russell could not do last year. I mean, that doesn't say much because I don't think Peyton like Russell. So shout out to them. This defense for the Broncos is very underrated. And they do this week after week. Nothing flashy about them. They don't have a main guy. I know they have Surtain, but they don't have like a main guy up front. They all just play the role. And look at this. They got on Kirk Cousins' head, man, and face, and did not let him do anything, man. I have Drake London in my fantasy league, dude. In 2 of my fantasy leagues, he put up a goose egg. That's 2 weeks in a row. Drake London does not catch a touchdown after lighting the world on fire. But the Broncos look good, and I think Nix does need to get a little bit of a mention, at least right in the Rookie of the Year race. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh man. And moving on, something that's really, really wrong is the 49ers defense. I think this is out of the 5 losses, the 49ers had the lead in 3 of those 5 losses that they have. I think that's the number. I'm not sure. The bottom line here was the end of the game, 2 minutes left, and they just really made some bad coverage decisions. I mean, they just let Geno Smith, who had a horrible game, hasn't thrown for the touchdown, had a pick, just make a couple of running plays there in the last quarter, the last drive, and scores a touchdown. I don't know why they definitely miss, Salah as a defensive coordinator. They definitely miss D'Amico Ryan. These guys were shut out. You know what I mean? Shut out. I mean, Brock Purdy is 5-0 with 11 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions against the Seattle Seahawks. And they just came back on him again. I mean, shout out to Brock Purdy, man. I mean, he just did what he could. This team is just not healthy, right? Had a rushing touchdown, threw for 159. That's not a lot. Still dominated them. Per loss first game. Juwan Jennings, 91 yards and a touchdown. Huge game. McCaffrey, Debo, 22. Kittle was out again. Look, it's not the same team. It's offensively, I think they could get it going. But their defense, which last year shut everybody down and held some leads, it's not doing it this year. There's a problem with the defense. They are getting there because I don't know if it's conservative when they have the lead. I don't know. You tell me, man. But they're not the same team. It was not a pretty game. They got lucky. This is talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers right here. With just field goals, they can do that week after week. You're right, not week after week. Like I said, you have to contain Henry and keep Lamar in the pocket. Yep, we know ball. That's what they did all day, man. They contained Lamar, and when you get 65 yards out of Henry, that's all you need. It was defense against offense, and the defense won. All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense won the game over the offense of the Ravens, right? So you got one of the best defensive teams against the best offensive team. But yeah, man. So I think there's definitely a problem. The Seahawks, I mean, the San Francisco 49ers have a problem, and I don't see them Super Bowl bound again. Shit. They may not be playoff bound at this point. They're still alive. They're still alive. However, you know who's really playoff bound right now? You know who's playoff bound right now? Are the Buffalo Bills. And the Buffalo Bills do it. The Kansas City Chiefs are undefeated no more. 30-21. Josh Allen, he's a fucking animal. He's a beast of a man right next to Justin Herbert. He is built different. Delivers the first loss to the Chiefs. I think the Bills made it too big to rig, okay, in this game. They put themselves in a position where they were not close enough to leave the game left up to a call by the refs. As we all know, listen, I'm not going to lie, bro. The elephant in the room is that, yes, Kansas City Chiefs have been getting calls to the left and right, which have decided a couple of games this season. But the Buffalo Bills realize that if we make it too big to rig, just like this last election, then we won't be in the opportunity, in the moment, right? They scored 14 points in that fourth quarter. And Josh Allen, man, let's go back to Josh Allen, man. 262, threw that costly pick, threw for a touchdown. James Cook had a monster game with 2 touchdowns. He didn't rush, he didn't have a lot of rushing yards, but man, look, Shakir had some nasty, tough catches, man. It was a tough game. It was a tough game. When it comes to the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 196, 3 touchdowns, 2 more picks. They kept Kareem Hunt level down and in control. All the wide receivers, great game planning by the Bills. That's all you got to say. And listen, my guy, I gotta put this over here. But Josh Allen it's built different. Okay, Josh Allen is a fucking truck. And let me just change this over here. Hold on a second. Sorry, boys and girls. Oh, something wrong with my let me change the camera here, man. I'm having a hard time with my camera. But Josh Allen had himself a unbelievable run to seal the deal. All right, to seal the deal for the end. It was like 2 minutes left. All right, here we go. Let me just close this one here. Sorry, boys and girls. I gotta adjust here. I had to change cameras. I apologize. God damn it. There you go. Josh Allen had himself a game, and that last run was out of this world. This is the game-winning play right here. Let me play this for you, man. This guy's a freaking animal.
Having what could be the knockout punch for the first time this year. This is about as big as it gets. All on Allen.
Boom. Get off
I'm
me,
telling
man.
you, this is a testament to
Look at this guy.
intestinal fortitude and their mental approach. Most teams hope that it goes their way. Buffalo decided to make it go their way with their
having
this guy willed his team to victory. Look at this. He's in there. He's like 3 yards from the. Look at this.
All on Allen.
He's like, get off him, man. Nobody was gonna stop Josh Allen. Okay, nobody was gonna stop Josh Allen in this play. The man, it is a rivalry. Look, I don't think they're Peyton Manning and Brady just yet because Josh Allen hasn't won an MVP or hasn't won a Super Bowl. So it's hard to say that. At least when Manning and Brady would go at it, both guys had MVPs. I know Brady had more Super Bowls, which is definitely Patrick Mahomes. But at least Peyton Manning had one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but out of this world though, man, Josh Allen is an animal. He is built different, bro. B. McCormick. Josh Allen is him, man. I mean, look at this. This guy. Look at him, man. He just boom. That's a quarterback, bro.
A testament.
Only a few quarterbacks can do this kind of stuff, man. Jalen Hurts,
Most
Allen,
teams hope that it goes their way.
These are the kind of
Buffalo decided to
quarterbacks that can
make it
do
go
this.
their way.
He is an animal. Built fucking different. Built different, brother. You know what I'm saying? He did what he was supposed to do, man. Clutch TD run. I mean, the Bills made it too big to rig. It is what it is, man. Finally, the Chiefs get their first loss, and the Bills are, in control of that division, the AFC East. Nothing much to say. But, man, there was a lot to say about the Sunday night game here was a Sunday night game here between the let me go back here, between the Cincinnati Bengals, man. I mean, and the Chargers. The Chargers had this game under control, man, until things kind of fell apart a little bit for them. And the Bengals made a comeback, and then the Chargers in the fourth quarter got the ball back, 45 seconds left, 4 plays, boom, game. What a year a difference makes, man. Right? It is just unbelievable. What a year a difference make for the Chargers. And we and Jim and I covered this last week at Cigars and Sport that we released on Saturday. Go check out that latest video. We went off. You really want to check out Jim go after the 4B movement, by the way. Classic Jim. But 34-27, it went down to the wire. Joe Burrow, another 2+ touchdown game, 3 touchdowns. Chase Brown had a good game. Again, he's taking the lead back in that team. Higgins, 148 yards and a touchdown. Jamar, 75, 2 touchdowns. It's just the defense. They cannot keep anybody there. And they're at 4-6, and they're in a tough division. A 4-6, the Cincinnati Bengals are in trouble. They'd have to win everything. They have to run the tables and win outright if they want to make the playoffs. It is what it is. They're going to have to win almost every game remaining in the year. Actually, they got to have to win the rest of the games. They got to have to go. They have to go 6-0, so they can finish 10-7 and maybe get a wild card spot. Not by Joe Burrow's fault, because I mean, shit, man, this guy the last 3 games has like over 10 touchdowns or something like that. Insane. Chargers, look, Justin Herbert had probably one of his he still had 2 touchdowns, but had a fumble, which is his first turnovers since week 1. But Justin Herbert's having one hell of a season. And I think in his own right, he quietly is having his best season from an efficiency standpoint. And honestly, I think it's time to mention that he should probably be considered in the MVP talks as well. Why not? Why not, man? He is having a hell of a season. Let's take a look at his stats. Season. So far through 10 games, he's averaging, I mean, he has 13 touchdowns. I know it's not a lot of touchdowns because, he's not asking to throw the football a lot, but has 1 pick, 13 touchdowns, has over 2,000 yards, 2,100 yards. All right. Has 1 rushing touchdown as well, 182 yards on the ground. Maybe the numbers are not blowing you out the water like all the seasons. Like when he had the 38, like his second season when he had 38 touchdowns, 15 picks. But his team is winning with a lot less. He's doing a lot more with a lot less, which you can't really argue that. I think it's notable. But his team is what, 7-3 now? Hold on a second. Let me see. What is the record now after they won? The Chargers are now 7-3 or 6-3. The Chargers are now 7-3 and are playoff bound. And right now, like I mentioned earlier, the difference has been coaching. Jim Harbaugh is one hell of a coach. He's done it at every level. He's done it at every place he's been, regardless what you think of the guy, regardless of the cheating scandal or whatever the case may be back in Michigan. This guy knows his shit, man. He could coach. And he's having one hell of a season coaching a player that's special, which is Justin Herbert. All right. Jim right now, I mean, look, let me just share with you his post-game speech. This guy, players love playing for him. Players love playing for Jim Harbaugh. Let me go ahead and check this out. Look at his post-game hype speech here after the game.
Hey guys, let's go. That was a signature win right there. That was a big big time win, and you never flinched. You never even stumbled. I mean, defense played our best when our best was needed. Offense played our best when our best was needed. Special teams played our best when our best was needed. This is going to be one of the best high fives ever. Yeah. Give each other a high five.
Bro, these players love playing for Harbaugh. And why not? He's having fun, and he's letting his team know that, hey, man, go out there and play hard, man. Play hard for me is all I ask. And playing hard right now is paying off in the winning column for the Chargers.
Then just go enjoy the heck out of this. Is man, nobody flinched just because they got the momentum. Didn't mean they had it. We got it back. Nothing can happen in that stadium that can take us out of our game, because I'm telling you, I've seen this before. We get the right guys at the right time. You feel it, don't you? Yeah. Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Hey, dude, he is a guy that is an ultimate leader and gets the best of his talent where he goes. That's plain and simple. It's all coaching. This team lost players, didn't gain players. Has the same staff player-wise on defense. One of the best defense in the league this year with the same players. No Keenan Allen, no Mike Williams, no Austin Eckler. All Pro Bowlers. Doesn't matter. Oh, excuse me. They're 7-3. Justin Herbert is having his best statistical season from a efficiency standpoint. All thanks to a hell of a coach in Jim Harbaugh. All right, baby. I think I hit all the games for this week. My boy Cricket is not here, but your boy, you have to represent solo. It's a little more difficult doing a solo, but hey, it is what it is, man. We're pros. But Cricket will definitely be back next week. Now, with that being said, I do have one pick, at least my pick this week. Let me go ahead and I'm sorry. Before I move on, yes, we got to cover a huge decision from my Giants this morning in benching Daniel Jones and starting the third string quarterback, Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito, Italian, baby. Let's go. He's Italian. You know what I'm saying? That tummy cutlets, baby. That goofy bastard is back. And again, look, this is Daniel Jones' last guaranteed year. This is the last time you're going to see him suit up for the Giants. Reason why you bench him now when you're hurting. Last thing you need is Daniel Jones to get hurt, because there's a clause in his contract that I think you pay him if he's hurt throughout next season, where it's a season that after this year, if he's active and healthy, you could drop him. That's it. You're done with him. Remainder of the contract is gone because the guaranteed money was front loaded. You don't need that. McCormick, defensive pass and receiving rush for LA and the Giants is unreal. That's true. He goes, fade me. But yeah, look, absolutely. They bring in the third string quarterback, even though they have a backup quarterback and Drew Luck, who's been in the league for a few years, who's probably more serviceable than Tommy DeVito. But I think the Giants need to understand, and they do understand, that they need to tank. It is time for the tanking to go ham. Okay? It is time. It is time for the tanking to happen, because the Giants need a quarterback for the future. Somebody that can pair up with Malik Neighbors and make some noise. And unfortunately, Danny Dimes is not that guy. And with that being said, man, my boy Tommy DeVito is back. Tommy Cutlets is back, baby, in a Giants uniform. And now, let me see, share this in let me go ahead and go back here. I gotta share this. I made this today and I posted up on all my social medias, man, and it's been actually getting a lot of traction in TikTok and also YouTube. My boy Tommy DeVito is back, and this is how all the oops. Wait a minute. This is how all the New York Giant fans woke up this morning.
Get some salami and...
Brian, let me handle this. Scusi, babidi-boopy? Che cosa?
Peter, what are you doing?
Speaking Italian. Babidi-boopy? Babidi-boopity-babidi-babidi.
Peter, you can't speak Italian just because you have a mustache.
Boopity-bapa. Boop-a-beep-boop-a-bapa-beep-a-bapa.
Tu sei un pazzo, va via da qui! Sono stanco di te, ti do un pugno nella testa! Ti uccido con questa carne!
Get some salami and...
Brian, let me handle
That's
this.
pretty much how every Giants fan woke up this morning, man. They woke up speaking Italian. All right. Fade me, lose your money to me. There we go, man. I know the numbers shitters up them up, and defensively, the Giants held every team they played this year to 220 points. It's true. That is absolutely true. Fortunately, they just cannot score the football. But that defense we knew was going to be much improved for the Giants. No doubt about it. Just like Dallas fans the last 7 years, who know get picks in line from. Yeah, no, man. Absolutely, man. But absolutely, Tommy's back, and let's see what happens. Last year he won a couple of games as a starter. The whole Tommy mania went wild, and we got some people up in here. So and they got some wins, which kind of put them off out of the quarterback race. Man, I wish they didn't win those games because we would have had Drake May. But yeah, Tommy Cutlets is back, baby. He is back. And with that being said, Tommy Cutler being back, let me give you my best bet of the day, of the week. I don't have crickets bet. I'm going to. So this is what I got, man. I have my bet of the week is the Steelers minus 3.5 against the shit-stained Browns. Look, this is when they start playing everybody in their division. Yes, it's the script. It's kind of like a script game, right? That you think, okay, it's time for the Steelers to get out of that cloud and lose to a really crappy team in the Browns. And I don't think that's going to happen, dude. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think the Steelers are going to go and run through the Browns like anything else. After beating the Ravens, they should be able to handle the Browns and easily, comfortably win by at least a touchdown or 2 field goals, right? They have a guy that hit 6 this week. So, yeah, that's my early pick of the week. Steelers minus 3.5. I think the best line was minus 105. That's what we got this week. And McCormick, thank you for popping up, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for popping up on Friday, man. But we appreciate you as always. Jim from my other half with Cigars and Sports was in the comments. Appreciate you, buddy. And of course, man, check out the latest edition of Cigars and Sports. You won't be disappointed. Thank you for watching this show tonight and every other night. We appreciate you. Cricket will be back next week. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast Network signing out, y'all. Peace.
Perfect.